I want to ask you about something that's planning on happening later today. The Boldly Elon Solidarity Collective is going to host a die-in outside of Moseley, and they have several different issues that they want the university to specifically address. Why do you think students feel the need that they need to go as far as to essentially lie dead in front of Moseley to have their voices and concerns heard?
Well, we certainly have heard those concerns, so I would say that they don't need to go lie in, but that's happening across college campuses. I saw UNC had a die-in, and I saw that the SEIU was very active in staging these with across, I saw University of Georgia had one, and you know, I think people are working very hard to have use unique ways of telling their stories, of making their points, and of course there's, you know, the visual of that, and but I hear that, I heard their concerns, you know, and also it's okay if this isn't the right time to press forward in your education. It's okay to take a semester. I took a semester when I was in college. You know, so I'm respectful of it. I'm confident we've staged our campus where people can remain healthy and safe. But I also am respectful that it can be a scary time for people, and that our health is uniquely ours, right? That's a very individual experience, and that people should be empowered to make those individual choices, and they can opt out for a semester.
People say, right, they can make their individual choices of whether they want to take classes online, whether they want to take a semester off. But something else they're standing for is their concerns about the general Alamance County community, right? We often talk about the Elon bubble, which I'm sure, you know, certainly exists to an extent. But there's also a community outside of Elon, and there are risks associated with bringing in people across the country to Elon's campus. What do you say to those concerns about what threat we might play to the larger Alamance County community?
This is top of mind for me. And I spoke to the community about it yesterday, and I also spoke in a video to students about it. That, you know, one of the key challenges we have right now is that the best science that we have about wearing a mask, about social distancing and washing our hands, and those protocols are all dependent on human action, right? And that's what I think makes people feel vulnerable, right? Is that it requires humans to, and we know that humans are not always, right, able to deliver on their hopes. It actually reminds me of a moment in my own life when in the 80s we adopted a mandatory seatbelt law across the country. And so it used to be that, and it probably still is, that you get a ticket if you don't. And we've done the same thing with cell phones, is that we realize that it's people's habits, right, and behaviors that create risk. And so you can build these tools, seatbelts, and now we have lights about changing lanes and all of that. But it still requires me, when I get in the car, to pull that seatbelt. And that's really what we're teaching ourselves, and we're not going to be perfect at it. You know, we're seeing evidence of that all across America on TV. We're not going to be perfect. Well, we're going to get better and better at it. And so I've talked to students. This is the expectation. It's a requirement.